You need to find ways that you can put in the work as simple and easy as possible. Just because you're lazy doesn't mean you can't build wealth. It just means you got to look for ways to build wealth in sort of a more passive way. Guys, if you're ambitious, but you're lazy, here's some things that you can do that may help you out and help you build some wealth in a more simple way. Now, let's just jump right into it. Look, the first thing is this. You have to have a commitment level, even though you're lazy, that's going to get you to do a few things, okay? Now, these things are going to be fairly simple, but you have to make a commitment. And when I say a commitment, I mean you have to commit to taking some responsibility for what's about to happen in your life. You have to commit to self-learning, right? Doing some things on your own, reading some things on your own. You got to make that commitment, even though you're lazy. I want you to use this ambition that you have to actually make the commitment. So make the commitment with the ambitious side of you, not the lazy side, right? So you're going to commit to this process of building wealth and commit to the long-term idea that you don't want to be poor down the road, 10, 15, 20, 25 years down the road. You have to commit to that idea first. I'm going to get you to do a few things, even though you're lazy. These are going to be simple things to do, but you can still play on your ambitious side by having some commitment with this thing. Now, part of that commitment is making sure that you shore up some higher paying skills along the way. Even though you may be lazy, it could be skills at your current job, right? I'm not telling you to go out and get a new job. I'm telling you, look, if you're the cook at McDonald's cooking fries, maybe you want to do something where you can now be a chef and make twice and 3 times as much money somewhere else. Still the same field, but maybe just a little more work somewhere so that you can make sure you can make more money. Commit to actually trying to make more money and increasing your skills so that you can have more money down the road. It's all a part of the commitment to actually making this thing work for you so you can maybe grow some income. But even though you're lazy, if you have ambition, you can still make a commitment. And guess what? If you make the right commitments and you follow through with the commitments, you can ultimately not be lazy. And then you need to commit to creating a plan. And when I say create a plan, I mean just you can sit on your couch and write out some goals that you want to achieve. And the goals should be specific and they should have money and time associated with each goal, each financial goal. So don't make 10 and 15 goals. When you make too many goals, guys, nothing gets accomplished. Just make a few goals. 3 or 4 financial goals. One can be a short-term goal, 2 or 3 months. One can be a yearly goal, and one can be a 5 or 10-year goal. But just make a few goals and then make action steps underneath each goal. This is all a part of your plan that you're going to commit to. And these action steps have to be things that you're going to do to help you reach those goals. And write this whole thing down. At this point, you've made a commitment to get this thing better, to have more money, to make more money, to manage your money better, and you've committed to gaining more skills, and you've committed to this plan that you write out that you're going to follow and do that includes a few goals and includes action steps under each goal, action steps being the things you're going to actually do on a daily, weekly, monthly basis. Again, you're committed to all that. Now, the third thing you got to do is you have to look at your current job. If you're ambitious, you're probably working. So you got to look at your current job and you got to figure out how can I maximize my current job, get the most out of where I currently work. Do they offer a 401k? What's my sick leave like? What's my health care? Do they offer some type of life insurance? Like, you have to know more about your job than what most people know about their job. Most people go to work, come home, get a paycheck. Go to work, come home, get a paycheck. Maybe get a bonus. Right? But most people don't take advantage of all the other things that's going on at their job. Do you even know for sure everything that's on your pay stub from your job every 2 weeks or every month, every week, whenever you get paid? Do you know what all those things mean? The Medicare, the Social Security, all the stuff that comes out of your check. Do you know exactly what all those things are? Get familiar with them because I want you to maximize your knowledge level about what's taking place at your current job. A lot of people sleep on this low-hanging fruit. They just sort of just don't worry about it. Get a check. That's all we care about, getting a check. A lot of jobs offer a lot of stuff that a lot of people just don't know about. So I'm saying learn about the 401k they offer. How much do they match? How much are you putting in? And then if you're putting something towards the 401k at your job, where are they investing the money that you're putting into the 401k, right? You got to check on all that. Can you put a little more towards your 401k? You got to know. Then I want you to do this. You're lazy, but you're ambitious. I want you to write out your net worth statement. What are your assets? What's the value of all your assets on one side of the paper? And then what are your liabilities? What do you owe on everything on the other side of the paper? Figure that out quickly so you can begin to work on lowering the liabilities, the debts, paying off the debt, and increasing the assets along the way, right? Now, then also, do you have an emergency fund? Do you have $2,000 or $3,000 sitting aside in case something goes wrong? Do you have a fully funded emergency fund where you have 3 to 6 months of your monthly expenses put to the side in case something goes wrong? Is that in a high yield savings account? Is that at the bank down the street? Is that money under your mattress? Where is it, right? Get a hold of your personal finances. Get a hold of this emergency money, right? Where is it? You got to know it. In other words, I'm telling you, if you're lazy, but you're ambitious, you got to know some stuff, right? You got to know where some stuff is. You got to be organized. Even though you're lazy, you can still get organized. You're ambitious, right? So you can get organized. Get ambitious with getting organized with your money. And then take a strong look at what you're investing in. In other words, are you investing enough money right now? Are you investing and putting enough money towards the stock market? Matter of fact, what stocks are you invested in? What ETFs or index funds are you invested in? You want to take inventory of all this stuff and know it. Guys, if you're getting value from this video, share this video with other people. Share this information with somebody in your network of friends, family, or good people. Now, let's get back to the video. Now, another thing you can think about is automating as much as you can in terms of your investments, guys. If you're lazy and you don't feel like looking at your account all the time, you got to automate the stuff. Automating your investments into a brokerage account where you're putting money towards an ETF or index fund or stocks every single time you get paid, that's one of the easiest hacks to make sure that you get it done. Instead of waiting around or waiting on yourself to do it because you don't think you'll do it or you'll forget about it, just make the stuff come automatically out of your checking account. So it goes automatically into your investments, just like you do with a 401k. Because oftentimes, guys, out of sight, out of mind. And then since we're talking about investments, the lazy way to invest is not picking individual stocks, right? The laziest way to invest for somebody that's ambitious but lazy is making sure you're investing into ETFs and index funds so that you have money automatically every time you get paid going into VOO, going into an S&P 500 index fund or ETF. And that way you don't have to sit there and pick individual stocks and make those decisions and add stress and anxiety to your life. Automatically have that money going into the ETF or index fund that you choose. And also, hey, if you're ambitious but lazy, you might think about keeping things as simple as possible. Living below your means, living more frugally, spending less money, really reducing your expenses, maybe living a life of minimalism where your expenses are super duper low and you just live a much more simple life. And you also want to consider some other ways of earning income, right? Setting yourself up where you don't have to always work so hard. Maybe some things that are more passive. Maybe some rental property could be something that you could look to invest in. Maybe getting dividend income from your stocks or ETFs that you're invested in. Maybe setting up things where you can get some royalty income, right? Selling some music or writing a quick book or children's book and selling it on Amazon. Maybe you have some digital products that you could sell on something like WooCommerce, or you can sell merch, right? Where you connect your Printify to your Shopify as your storefront, doing things that you can spend a whole lot of ambitious time doing up front, but then on the back end, you get much more passive income from. That's just another strategy to build some wealth and make more money when you're lazy, but you're also ambitious, right? But the kicker is this. Listen, if you're an ambitious person, but you're also sort of lazy, meaning that you sort of quit things, you get all hyped up about things, but then you quit things when they get hard. Look, you can set yourself up to really build some wealth if you commit to a few things. Now, the commitment has to be a long-term commitment. Your commitment can't be something that you're committed to right now and you quit. If you're a quitter, this video doesn't work for you. But if you're a person that is ambitious, but just a little bit lazy and don't work as hard as you want, you can still make some money and you can still build some wealth. If you just do some of the things that I'm mentioning here, committing to the consistency, committing to the discipline, committing to the long-term effects, committing to a budget, doing a net worth statement once or twice a year at the least, and committing to taking a strong, hard look at the job and seeing how you can maximize some of the low-hanging fruit that's available at the job, and making sure that all of your investments into ETFs and index funds, because they're the easier way to actually invest your money in the stock market, making sure all that money goes in there automatically so you don't have to think about it or do anything to actually invest. It just automatically comes out of your checking account. There's hope for you because a lot of people they're really ambitious up front, but then they tire out easily, right? They're too lazy to put in the work. And I'm saying you need to find ways that you can put in the work as simple and easy as possible. So, hey, just because you're lazy doesn't mean you can't build wealth. It just means you got to look for ways to build wealth in sort of a more passive way. If you got value, hit that like button for me and let me know, does this describe you? Ambitious, but lazy? Drop that comment below and let me know. I did a video recently about how to get rich without people noticing. You can watch that video right here next. Peace.